Hey there, thinkers! Welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and so Pin and I finally sat down to watch the highly anticipated episode of The Acolyte. And let me tell you, it was such a struggle to get through, but I've got some choice words about this episode 3. So let's dive into it, shall we?
The power of many. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
Well, isn't this just delightful that Forbes took out the trash in their review of The Acolyte Episode 3, dubbing it as one of the all-time lows in Star Wars history. And they didn't even try to hold back, and I couldn't agree more. This isn't just another cringe-worthy episode in the Star Wars saga, it's a bona fide disaster. A new low in television history, and yet, to my utter disbelief, there are actual people out there still singing its praises. Really? Because let's face it, this is the epitome of Star Wars gone wrong. The absolute bottom of the barrel. The Acolyte Episode 3, courtesy of Disney Star Wars, is a colossal embarrassment to the franchise. However, what else is new? Forbes, you hit the nail right on the head. Let me just treat you with a little tiny nugget of the absurdity in this episode. First, we have a charming little exchange between our main characters, and May boldly declares Jedi are bad, only to be swiftly countered by Osha's brilliant insight. The Jedi are good. Riveting, isn't it? Later on, we're treated to a flashback where these two geniuses, now as children, seem perpetually stuck in a loop, laminating. What have you done? Because, you know, subtlety is overrated.
Where's Mama? Mama's dead. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?
And hold on to your panties for the contradictions galore. Our esteemed witch mother, oh, I'm not even bothering with the names, enlightens us with her wisdom, dubbing the Force as the thread. Some call it the Force, she muses, but for us, it's the thread, pulling the strings of fate. Oh, but wait, 20 minutes later, surprise, suddenly the thread's got nothing to do with destiny. It's all about choice. How convenient. Seriously, Leslie, pick a line and stick with it. We're not here for the flip-flop philosophy. Oh, and here is another delightful tidbit from the sad excuse of an episode. They can't seem to make up their minds whether the Force is a weapon or not. One moment, it's all about rainbows and butterflies, and the next they're using it to settle petty disputes. Seriously, what the hell are they smoking? The writing is so cringeworthy, it's almost impressive. And I am not going to sit here and bash our pint-sized actors playing May and Osha. Bless their little hearts. They really did give it their all. However, let's be real here. Their childhood acting was so cringe, it could make a grown Wookiee cry. But hey, it's not their fault. The real winners here are the incompetent director and producer who managed to turn what could have been a decent show into a flaming wreckage. These poor kids are going to have the Acolyte haunting their IMDb pages like a Sith ghost. Rest in pieces to their careers.
I carried them. I created them. And what happens if the Jedi discover how you created them?
Oh, and how fabulous. So now we're treated to a delightful saga about a lesbian witch coven and the two lucky survivors left standing. How utterly thrilling. And of course, we can't forget the riveting drama between Osha and May. They thought they were goners, but surprise, they're back from the dead, ready to point fingers and sling blame. But wait, there's definitely more. Get ready for the cringe-worthy dialogue. You know, the kind that makes you want to gouge your eyes out? Yeah, that. They'll probably ride off into the sunset together, spewing nonsense about stars and seas and giving each other me. Oh, the joy. And trust me, we haven't even scratched the surface of this cringe-fest yet. Now, behold Jedi Master Soul, the shining beacon of competence in this circus. Watch in awe as he struggles to lift a mere 50-pound girl, clutching onto her like she's made of solid gold. Seriously, it was like watching a toddler trying to lift a bag of groceries. She's practically begging to be rescued. But no, he was just too busy perfecting his grip. Just use the damn force, you nub. And let's not overlook the Jedi's legendary detachment policy. I guess that flew out the window faster than you can say hypocrisy. However, who needs consistency when you've got plot holes big enough to swallow a starship? I mean, the joys of nonsensical storytelling. Forbes' scathing takedown, the entire episode is a bad joke. Like, brace yourself for a soap opera twist. May and Osha, raised by a group of lesbian witches. Who knew? They apparently owe their existence to some Force-induced hocus-pocus, Force-wielding witches who prefer to fancy up the term the Force as the thread. Forbes sniffs out a whiff of the dark side in this hot mess, and frankly, I agree with them. And cue the Jedi, our valiant heroes of irritation relief. They swoop in just in time to watch Osha and May squabbling like siblings over the last cookie, and I wholeheartedly concur. It's like nails on a chalkboard. But here's the kicker. I thought this was going to be some massive tragedy at the hands of the Jedi, but it wasn't. So why did Torben, after snoozing for a decade, suddenly decide to off himself over some mysterious guilt trip? May could have just saved herself the hassle, apparently. And speaking of May, did she really light a match to turn her witchy comrades into crispy critters? Or are we in for another round of Jedi bashing in the next episode? The body count is rising, and it's shaping to be quite the spectacle. But whatever. Let's see what ludicrous explanation they conjure up next. Maybe, who knows at this point? Well, brace yourself for this jaw-dropping revelation. This train wreck of a show actually had a budget of $180 million. Yes, you heard that right. $180 million down the drain for this dumpster fire. It's almost impressive in its awfulness. I can already hear the critics sharpening their knives for this one. However, the Disney fanatics will probably still be singing their praises, blissfully unaware of the dumpster fire they're defending. Now, I need to point out that apparently counting to 3 is a formidable task for these witches. The power of 1, the power of 2, and suddenly it's the power of many. How utterly enlightening. Can you feel my sarcasm? Look, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but even I know Anakin was created by the Force, and that's what made him special. Now we have these 2 lost souls created by the Force, the thread. Like, come on. This new series is an insult to George Lucas. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Disney has some serious bizarre agendas going on, and quite frankly, I'm over it. I don't know. Star Wars was Star Wars. However, this rendition is just not looking good at all. But hey, at least we have Skeleton Crew later on this year, right? Let me know in the comments what you thought about the Acolyte so far, and its 3rd episode. Well, that's everything I have for now, and before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is Est, and I'm signing off now, so I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!